Hello! I recently watched a video from the fabulous Carrie Dayton where she was revisiting trends and styles from the 2000s, the 2010s, and it got me thinking, what are my favorite and least favorite trends from that period of time? What would I actually revisit as an adult and genuinely want to try wearing again? And I decided to pick looks specifically from 2010 to about 2019. The decade of the 2010s was very transformative for me personally, as far as my age, because I went from being a preteen to a teenager to a young adult, all in the span of the 2010s. And so I went through a lot of different fashion choices. I went through a lot of styles, and some of these things are considered out of style. Some of these things are considered to have fully come, back around and are back in. All of this is subjective, obviously. Wear whatever you want. But I wanted to rank looks specifically from the 2010s based on whether or not I would wear them again, how much I liked them, how much I disliked them. All right, my categories are as follows. Number 1, she's a 10. Self-explanatory. I loved it then. I love it now. I would revisit it now. Next is open arms. I'm not necessarily gung-ho for this to come back in the trend cycle, but I did love it, and I would be open to trying it again. I'd be open to seeing how other people style it. Take it or leave it. Self-explanatory. Wasn't obsessed then, not obsessed now. This was Coachella 2016.
This was Coachella 2016. This was the vibe at the time.
Loved it at the time. It was so fierce. It was perfect. Now, it's okay that it passed. You know what I mean? Last one is Oh God. Bad then, bad now. Don't really know what I was thinking. So, let's jump into it. I'm a little scared. Number 1, starting off with a banger, we've got owls. Oh my God. I had a ginormous brass necklace with a big old bedazzled owl on it. I'm gonna put this in open arms. And let me explain myself a little. I don't necessarily want a ginormous, heavy, bedazzled owl around my neck again. However, I would be open to seeing cutie little owls making their way back in some way, shape, or form. Next, from a similar era, we have the chevron. Specifically this chiffon dress with a statement necklace. Woo! I'm gonna say this was Coachella 2016 because this really, really had a moment. It was on everything. It was on furniture. It was on dresses. It was on tops. It was on phone cases. So many phone cases. And it was definitely a moment. And I would be open to chevron returning in like a 70s way, more of a thin chevron with some more jewel tone colors. But this giant, big, thick block neon pastel chevron, I'm happy to leave in the past, but I did love it at the moment. Next we have peplum. Shout out Charlotte Roos for inventing peplum. It's just fully untrue, but it felt like it, and I'm gonna put this might be really controversial. I'm gonna put this in she's a 10. Hear me out. I don't necessarily want a skin tight peplum with a cap sleeve. It's giving Down East. Was Down East a national chain or was that regional? Is that just for the Utah girls? The Idaho girls? Let me know. Anyways, I would be open to the silhouette of a peplum coming back. You know what I mean? A nice fit and then a cute flare at the waist. I don't hate that at all. I'm very open to seeing how that could be done again and maybe done a little better, a little less. You feel me? Same era. Tight, colorful skinny jeans. I had several pairs of these. My sister had a pair of mint ones that I would steal on a regular basis. Shout out to her. I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna say open arms because I don't hate the idea of a colorful pant and I don't hate the idea of skinny jeans potentially coming back. However, thank God for Gen Z for really kind of shooing skinny jeans out the door. That was a beautiful thing y'all did. I wouldn't be totally opposed to them returning at some point, and I wouldn't hate it if they were colorful. I'll be honest. Maybe that's controversial. Open arms. Statement necklaces. Oh my God. Charming Charlie's, Francesca's, Forever 21, H&M. Who am I missing? These were everywhere. J. Crew, if you wanted to go a little higher end. These were everywhere. They were on everything. This completed every single look for multiple years. I'm going to say this was Coachella 2016 because I really did love these. I owned multiple and no outfit was complete without my statement necklace. They were so comically huge and bright colored and clanky, similar to how when bangles were really popular in like the 2000s and they were just loud as hell when you're walking around. I feel like the statement necklaces were also quite clunky. Little wind chimes on your neck almost. Oh my god, chiffon tops. I know exactly where this is going. This is giving Hannah Marin from Pretty Little Liars. This is giving corporate business cash in the club. She's a 10. Hear me out. I think a chiffon top or even like a chiffon dress is one of the most functional, wonderful pieces of clothing because it doesn't really wrinkle. It's easy to wash. It dries so fast. And if you're traveling and you need a cute going out top, does that age me? Or like a dress or like a nicer fit. This is so nice to have because it doesn't wrinkle. It's super thin and so it fits in your luggage really easily. Or sometimes they had little like embellishments or spikes on the collar. Love a chiffon top. Next is patterned tights. Now I know these haven't disappeared from the earth and these in some way, shape, or form will probably always be in the trend cycle. Once again, she's a 10. I feel like there was a very specific type of pattern tight that was really popular during this time, and they were all over at American Apparel and Urban Outfitters, and you could either go kind of cutesy twee, or you could go edgy grunge. You could really go a lot of directions with this, and I loved them. I went to a middle school with a dress code, and the way that I would try to get around the rule that we weren't allowed to wear patterns was by wearing pattern tights, because you could wear pattern socks. So I thought maybe that extends to the tights. Dress code violations were abundant, but we looked fierce. The fedora, Hilary Duff in Gossip Girl jump scare. Sorry, this is such an iconic look. I'm gonna say, oh god, this is our first, oh god. I'm so sorry, Hilary. Slayed the house down, but you really gotta go right there. I was not in love with the fedora when it was really popular, and I certainly do not love it now. It's not the worst thing in the world to me. However, specifically the ones that look like they belong with a pinstripe suit, like a 3-piece suit, where it's like a pinstripe or a navy, and it looks like someone's about to kind of start doing one of these. Hey doll, you know what I'm talking about. Absolutely not. Mustaches. Now, this was a period of time when mustaches, bacon, being random was a personality trait. I blame Nickelodeon. I blame Not Like Other Girls. I blame Senorita Awesome. This was Coachella 2016 because I would not be thrilled to see mustaches return to the trend cycle. However, it was fierce at the time. I had one of those giant statement rings that had a mustache on it. Pretty sure I got it at Forever 21, and I would take photos like this, sometimes flip off the camera. So edgy. Same period of time, Galaxy, also on absolutely everything. On leggings, on shorts, on shoes, on scarves, on phone cases. Once again, phone cases were in a constant rotation. You always had to mix it up, always had to put something new on it. I'm gonna put, oh god, because even though there was like a 2-month period where I was in love with galaxy print leggings and tried to convince my mom to buy them for me from like ASOS or something, I never was head over heels for them, and I am okay with them staying in the past. Next we have flower crowns. Shout out Lana Del Rey for inventing the flower crown. So this whole Born to Die era was so incredible and iconic on Tumblr, and a giant flower crown was such a statement piece to a boho or like even a grungy look. I'm gonna say open arms. I would be so down for this to return. Maybe not in such a dramatic way, but I don't know. I think this could be incorporated into a refreshed look in a very fun way. I also loved making these. Shout out to my Rookie Mag girls. Shout out Tavi Gevinson. They had like a whole tutorial article on how to DIY a flower crown. I followed that tutorial. I made so many flower crowns and I thought I was that girl. I don't really know if I was, but I felt that way. Open arms. This skinny belt. I know that this is not like a super specific look. However, I feel like there was a period of time, specifically in teen magazines, like Teen Vogue, 17, etc., where they'd be giving fashion advice in an article, and at any given point, it would tell you to add a skinny belt, to complete the look, to give waist definition, to add a pop of color. And I never got super into it, but I feel like that advice was everywhere. Take it or leave it. If it comes back, a little waist definition skinny belt, I'm down. I'll give it a whirl. Army jacket. Now we're getting into sort of the mid 2010s. I loved my army jacket. Honestly, she's a 10. Immediately, she's a 10. I would still wear this. I don't know where it is. It might be in my closet somewhere, buried deep down. I'm pretty sure it would not fit at this present moment, but I would be very open to wearing this again. I might even go try to hunt one down after this because it was just such a cute casual look. This on top of like a striped tee or like a sweater. Chef's kiss. The skater skirt. Oh my God, I love a skater skirt. I am not like fully obsessed with this in the way that I would just throw it on tomorrow, but I'm going to say open arms. If this came back, I would not be opposed to giving this another try. I thought these were very flattering and they weren't crazy short to where I felt like I had to kind of, be pulling it down all day, but it wasn't that weird awkward length either. Next we have the slouchy beanie. I feel like this was adjacent to the army jacket and I was never in love with this, but I also wouldn't be appalled if I saw these in stores again. Take it or leave it. Acid wash. Acid wash is going directly into, oh God, because why did we do that? Why do we still do that? Flannel around the waist. This, you know what? I'm gonna say take it or leave it for this one because I didn't do this all the time. I would do it occasionally. It was nice if you had some leggings that were kind of cheap, a little more on the see-through side. This was some good booty coverage. Oxfords. Oh my God. This was a little bit more early 2010s. I wanted these so badly. I found some on Target.com and I did not have a credit or a debit card. So I bought a gift card to Target.com and I bought these with my babysitting dollars and I felt fierce. I would love to see these come back. I would wear these tomorrow. Choker necklaces, specifically the little suede cord ones with a charm or the tattoo chokers. I'm going to say open arms. I was really into these when these got very, very popular. And I especially loved the ones that were suede and you could wrap around multiple times and have like a little dangly bow situation, almost like a bolo tie. I'd be down to try those again. Maybe not the tattoo chokers because plastic right on the neck sounds like a sweaty nightmare. Rose gold. There was a period of time, this is more mid to late 2010s, where all jewelry came in 3 options: white gold, yellow gold, rose gold. This one, I'm gonna say this was Coachella 2016. And it's not because I don't think it's still cute. My main beef with rose gold is that the color varied so drastically from brand to brand, piece to piece. Sometimes it was really pink, sometimes it was really copper. So it was hard to coordinate your rose gold jewelry if you wanted to wear like earrings and a necklace because they were rarely the same color tone. So I'm gonna say this was very telling of the time and I loved rose gold, but I think I'll stick to yellow and white for now. The giant black hat. This, whenever I see this, I just think of that picture of Curtis Connor or Harry Styles. You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna say take it or leave it. I was never obsessed with these. I had one from H&M. I wore it approximately 3 times and then never again because it was just so large and in the way all the time. But I don't hate them. I don't think they're horrendous looking. They're just really big. Alex and Ani bracelets. I was obsessed with Alex and Ani bracelets. Oh my god, I had the gold ones. I loved these. And I'm putting her right into she's a 10. I don't really have any that I can wear anymore. They don't age super nice because I think it's nickel or plated gold, or I'm not sure exactly what the material is, but they don't age great over time. So mine are looking a little rough at this point, but I'm sure I still have them. I would definitely wear these again. If I saw some of these in some decent condition at the thrift, I'd pop those right in my cart. Okay, just a few more. This one is very specific. You know, hear me out. The Triangle brand bikinis. I pinned so many fits based around a triangle bikini or just flat lays of a triangle bikini on Pinterest and on Tumblr. Oh my god. I'm gonna say open arms, honestly, for this one. I don't hate this. I thought these were so hot. I had a friend that had one that was the blue, yellow, and white one. It was so good. I thought these were so dope. I would love to see these again. They were so fun. And the material was thick, like scuba gear thick. So good. The dad cap. This is, basic. I feel like this is always in some way, shape, or form around, and has been for a long time. I'm gonna say she's a 10 because I actually don't really feel like this one ever fully left the cycle. This is just a classic look to me and an easy way to not have to do your hair. But I also like that it's not one of those giant truckers that makes your head feel a little more tall, Last but not least, we have camo, specifically camo pants, camo joggers. I was never super into these. It gives a little bit yee a little bit Haktua, a little country. I'm gonna say oh god. I'm sorry, don't hate me. Ending on a bit of a sassy note. I just never really loved this. I specifically never really loved a colorful camo. This was a little bit more 2000s, but do you remember when a lot of girls' clothing was like purple camo or pink and green camo? I never really got down with that, and I never really got into a camo jogger, so I'm kind of glad these aren't around anymore. Don't hate me. And that is my ranking. I had so much fun walking down memory lane and revisiting all these different looks and the corresponding eras with each look. I would love to hear things that you want to revisit, things that you hope never come back in the trend cycle again. Thank you for watching.